If you have kids who are too young to play sports, but you want them to grow up to become elite athletes, listen up. My name is Otis. I'm a former NFL player and a dad of two toddlers. And I'm not putting my kids in a bunch of sports training and all that nonsense early on. What I'm doing is focusing on preconditioning their minds, their bodies, and their spirit. So today I want to talk about preconditioning the mind. One aspect of that is just developing the talent for having a joy for hard work, okay? The greatest athletes and just the average athletes who make it to elite levels like the NFL or even college level, those athletes have a joy for hard work. They get excited about it. There's an enthusiasm for it. And a lot of parents put their kids in sports and like early on, and it's kind of like a drag, and they're trying to like teach them, have a great positive mental attitude, and they're saying all the right things. But what the parents miss is that the kids are not doing what you say, they are doing what they see you do. So if you're the kind of person who complains about how much work they have this week and how my boss is this or my employees is that, everyone's making it hard for me. Oh, I've got all these chores to do. Wham, 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 wham. If you're constantly complaining about the difficulty of work, all the things that you have to do, your time constraints, you have no time, you don't have enough time to do anything. If you're constantly complaining about that, if everything's just so hard for you and you're verbalizing it, your kids see that. And then they learn to look at hard work, or maybe not even hard work, but just work itself, as a burden rather than a joy. And when they get older and they need to change their mind from sports is just fun to sports is fun and work, they're going to get their teeth kicked in by the kids who actually see work as fun, okay? That's what's going to happen. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's no trainer you can hire to beat that out of them, to work that out of them. It's just built in. It's baked in forever. Something happened to me a couple weeks ago. I was with my kids. We went to the Nature and Science Center in Austin. They were excited about all the animals. They loved climbing all the fences, all that good stuff, doing everything that the signs were saying don't do. And as we were leaving, we were saying goodbye to this really nice girl at the front desk. And then this older gentleman, he walks by and he sees me with my kids and we're having a great time. And he's like, "Oh, you got yourself a handful there." And I was like, "Huh?" He's like, "Oh yeah, you got a handful." I'm like, "What do you mean, man?" Like, "Oh, I mean, like you got kids, like, they're young. It's gonna be a handful for years, for a really long time." And I'm like, "Okay, man. All right." And the funny thing is, like, I'm so used to people saying dumb things like that when it comes to the burden of responsibility. When I first found out I was having kids and I told people about that, they're like, "Oh, wow, yeah, it's so hard. Get ready to not sleep and not blah, blah, blah," and all this stuff. I slept plenty, and I still do. We can talk about that later. But the thing is, people love to point out the difficulty of the challenge in front of you. They love pointing it out because they've been trained to be fearful of challenge. They've been trained to be fearful of work. And so it's like, well, work is hard and I don't want to do it. And so I need to like just be negative about it. And I need everyone else to feel the same way as I do because I don't want to face the fact that something's wrong with the way I think. And so misery loves company. So what I would just say to you is, if someone's saying like, "Oh wow, you must have it really," that must be really hard for you. That weird like empathy talk that people do. "Oh, that must be really hard for you." No, it's not. It's a challenge, and I like challenges. I look forward to challenges. Speak like that around your kids, and your kids will copy you. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, it's a challenge, but I love challenges. Challenges are a blessing. Challenges bring me joy. If I were not facing challenges, I would be bored." And you know what? It's true. You would be bored if you had no challenges. Like, they are a blessing. Challenges it's friction. Okay? It's intrigue. It's like, would you want to watch a movie where there's no conflict? I want my money back. If I go to the movie and like the main character is, his life is just great. His life is just a series of going from one easy thing to another to another. Like, who wants to pay to see that movie? And who wants to live that movie? That is a boring movie. So just embrace hard work and make it joyful. Whistle while you work. Thank God out loud for the work. I've got work to do out here. There's like, you can't see it all, but there's 11 acres out here. That's a lot of work. I did not realize how much work it would be. If I knew how much work it would be before we moved out here, I wouldn't have moved out here. I would have been like, oh no, I don't want to do that. But like, every day I get an opportunity to do this work, I realize that it's transforming me. I'm growing, I'm learning. I may be aging, but I'm aging differently. My mind is sharper than it was 2 years ago when we moved out here. I'm able to think critically, faster, solve problems. Like my son literally, I put him to bed at night. He's almost 4. I put him in bed at night and he's like, Daddy, what are we gonna build tomorrow? And it's like, we'll find out tomorrow. And you know what? Sometimes it's fixing something. Sometimes it's just building something that I need, like this pool reel right here. I've only built one. I built a pool reel because they don't make pool reels that work for this size pool, this long of a pool. And I built my own. And I need to build the other one on the other side because anyway, the point is, I find myself building things all the time out of necessity. Sometimes it's hard to find someone to just come out and do work and do the job right. And it's like, you know what? I can do this myself. And you know what? I love that I get to do it myself. So though that same attitude that's in me, it was built in me from an early age from my parents. And you can do that for your kids. And your kids can be the ones who line up in the fourth quarter, or they go, if it's basketball or the ninth inning, whatever it is, it's hot and all the other kids don't want to be out there anymore. And your kid's just like, I love this. Give me overtime. Give me extra innings. Please hit the ball to me. Please. I would love it. Give me the challenge. So anyway, I remade this video because it was too long the first time. It's still too long. I'm going to go with it. Teach your kids, not with your words, but with your actions, to love work, to have joy for work. The Bible says, do this work as if you were doing it for the Lord, okay? Which means joy in your heart. All right. If you like this type of stuff, I'm going to have more of it. So like it, subscribe it, share it, please, because it helps me figure out what to make next. And I really just want to help other parents save money and save their mind, and not feel like they have to like chase around after a bunch of stupid trends that are going to get their kids absolutely nowhere. I want efficient, happy, engaged parents and kids who are enjoying sports and not just kind of like going through the motions because they have to be out there, because their parents are pushing something on them. So anyway, be blessed, and I will see you around.